Freelance journalist Nancy Collins spoke with her during rehearsals of The Count of Monte Cristo, which opens this week at the Kennedy Center in Washington. Nancy, where has Patti been since Evita?
Well, she's been a lot of places, Jane, but I think the most interesting thing is that 5 years later, Patti is still obsessed with Evita and Evita Peron, who, of course, was the wife of dictator Juan Peron. Now, during the Broadway show, Patti said she was often visited by the ghost of Eva Peron, and that those visitations still occur. So apparently the powerful Eva is not going to let Patti forget her any more than she let Argentina forget her. A lot of people wonder where Patti LuPone has been since Evita, but maybe you were a one-hit star. How do you feel about that?
Well, and I say to that, those people aren't doing their job, especially if it's media, because I've been on the stage every year, and I've done 3 films, and I've done enormous singing engagements in Atlantic City, at the Bottom Line in New York, at the Savoy. I've done 2 Mammoth plays, and he's a Pulitzer Prize winner. I've worked with Liviu Ciulei at the Guthrie, who is a genius of theater. If people in the business know who he is. So I say back to them, you're not doing your job, because I've been under your nose for the last 5 years on the stage. I'm going back to Evita, because that's really the watermark time when most people found out who Patti LuPone was. And you were on that, what, 2 years on the stage with that? You turned down the road company, where you would have made an awful lot of money. How'd you know about that? Why did you do that? The career, the quote-unquote way your career is supposed to go in this country is abhorrent to me. And so people think that my career came to a halt when I finished Evita. I went right back to doing what I had done before, and to go back to Evita at this point in a summer stock road show would frustrate me beyond belief, I think. It would not be comparable to the Broadway production. Evita is a very dicey subject with me. I'm deeply scarred from the experience. It was phenomenally difficult. It was a life experience before it was a theater experience. Why were you scarred from the experience? It was one of the most difficult roles. I couldn't sing it. I was not prepared to sing it. I was so young. I was misled vocally. So I was wrecking my voice. I couldn't grab it. So which made my acting, I could act it, but I couldn't sing it. And I blew my LA opening, I blew my San Francisco opening, and it's the first time in my life I ever admitted I bit off more. I never think in limitations on the stage. Or in my life. Everything is a challenge, as opposed to, no, I can't do that. And this was the first time I was pacing backstage like a she-lion going, I bit off more than I could chew, I bit off more than I could chew. It was hysterical sobbing and fear for 20 weeks. What were the pros and cons of playing Evita? Evita was an unpopular figure, and when I took my curtain call every night, my applause used to dip, which was a hard thing to swallow. But Evita was not popular. She was, and the audience didn't know how to react to the character. And also in the business, people see a fascist, severe, blonde tap dancer when they think of me. And it's hard to break that type. And there is trappings, enormous trappings. But I was protected because I could not party. I couldn't go to dinner at Sardi's after the show because I had this to think about, the vocal cords. I had to employ 14 to 16 hours of vocal silence a day in order to sing that night. And a crowded restaurant, and the din would wreck my voice. Why did you come to Washington? Because Peter Sellers asked me to be part of the new American National Theater, and I thought it was a very wise and important decision.
Right, and then we're ready.
To be a charter member and to support an American National Theater. And now you're doing The Count of Monte Cristo. Who do you play in that? Mercedes Mondego, the Catalan. I'm the betrothed of Edmond Dantes, who eventually becomes the Count of Monte Cristo. When he disappears, then I marry my cousin, Fernand Mondego, who is one of the people that have ruined Edmond Dantes. Let's talk about your movie career for a minute, okay? My vast movie career. You just finished a movie, or it's just released a movie called Witness.
Yes.
It stars Harrison Ford, and you're in it for a very short time. You play Harrison Ford's sister.
It's John. He says you have to leave now. He says it's urgent. I don't know. Get to us quickly.
You never heard of that woman and her boy?
John, please tell me why.
Just do it.
You said working with Peter Weir, the director, was the most artistic experience you'd ever had. Why?
Peter, first of all, answered to the left side of himself and the left side of myself to cast me in the role, which I was grateful for. I find it very difficult in theater and in film for people to get beyond their noses. They see this face, and if it doesn't look like the face they're imagining, they don't go beyond that and say, this is an actor, they can play the part. Peter did.
Do you really think that you have star quality?
It's not that I knew I had star quality. I had an incredible desire and love to perform on the stage. Mm-hmm. And I think that gives one an added aura. You know, if you want to do it, you go out there with a sparkle. You go out there with a lightness in your feet.
She's got it. More tomorrow?
More tomorrow in her personal life. She's 36 years old, unmarried, and I don't think very happy about it.
She's such a lady of the theater. I really like her. We'll be back in a moment.
You're fine.
Well, I find, Brian, that what she doesn't have and what she really wants is a serious relationship. She's like a lot of women of her generation. She's getting to the top with an interesting career, but she's getting there by herself. However, in Patti's case, I think that if it came down to choosing the great career or the great love life, it might be a real tough call.
Where's Jason and Billy?
Upstairs asleep.
You got a man in the house and the kids are upstairs?
That's none of your business. So keep your holier-than-thou mouth shut. Anyway, they like Fred.
Fred? Now we got Fred.
Who are these orphans, anyway?
They're Amish.
Patti, you're 36 years old, you're Italian, you're not married. Why?
I don't know. No, nobody's ever asked me to marry them. No.
Would you like to get married?
Yeah, sure I would. I'm at the point in my life where I resent the fact that show business is the center of my life. You know, I come home, I have my dear sweet cat, but I come home and the only thing I'm thinking about is rehearsal that day and stuff like that, as opposed to, hi, honey, pick up your slacks. You want some spaghetti?
Well, what kind of qualities are you looking for in a man?
Well, it has to be funny. You know.
Would he have to be in the theater?
No, not at all. No.
But it must begin to start to worry you, as I think it does any woman around 35, 34, 36, that...
It's not going to happen?
Well, it's not going to happen, or where is he? I mean, after all, other women seem to be finding somebody they can settle in with.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a problem with this country. I think the heterosexual relationships are in trouble since women's lib, the sexual revolution. A man doesn't know how to treat a woman now, and we don't know how to treat a man. I'm a very old-fashioned girl. I was liberated as a child because I was an actress, and you really have to develop an attitude of anything goes. And you really must be free in order to interpret parts. But I know that if I want to serve a man or give to a man, he immediately gets scared and thinks I'm desperate.
Oh, really?
Sure, but that's the Italian in me. And also I'm in a difficult position because I'm in theater and I don't actually meet a lot of civilians. I go to astrologers and numerologists, and they all go, Patti, you may never get married because you're independent, or Patti, Mr. Right's coming along at 86, or... So it sort of takes the pressure off of it.
Do you want to have children?
Well, yeah. Yes, I would like to be sort of a normal American girl. I think I am. I don't want you to think that I don't think I am. I think I am a normal American girl, even though I'm in theater. I've been able to understand how to balance the two. I wipe my feet at the door, as David Mamet says. Go in and do my play, and then wipe my feet at the stage door and go home. I don't bring the theater home with me.
You lived with Kevin Kline for almost 7 years. What happened? Why didn't that work?
We were children when we came together, inexperienced children. And we sat on a bus, and we toured the country doing plays. And we indulged each other's bad habits because we didn't know any better. not because we chose to. But it was a young relationship. It was a relationship we all had when we were in college, or our first love.
You've had the serious relationships, and yet has it always been the career that's been the bugaboo?
They've left me.
They've left you. Why do you think they left you?
I don't know.
Well, it's traumatic, I think, to live with an actress. I mean, I think that there is an actress mentality, isn't there?
Well, yeah. And also, you know, I guess guys stop acting, Patti, and I keep going, well, I'm not acting, I'm Italian. They think the dynamics of my personality are an affectation from being an actress, and I keep saying, no, it's not. I'm an Italian girl, and I'm naturally histrionic. It's one of the reasons why I act. I discovered that at an early age.
Why do you think that you'd be a good wife?
I'm Italian, and I've already got the dowry. I've already got this apartment, and I cook, and I know how to. They're gonna kill me. Women's livers are gonna kill me. Why would I make a good wife, or a good housewife, or a good mother? I don't know. I just know I would.
You once said that you were too old, too scarred, too blue to care about anything anymore. Is that still true?
Yes, I've learned to expect nothing, and then I can be pleasantly surprised. I've had a lot of career disappointments. For instance, I never thought I was going to get a Vita. I got a Vita. You know what I mean?
Patti, where do you see your career going in, say, 5 years?
I love it when my dreams come true. They may not seem the normal career decision, but my dreams are to play in a theater in London, which I'm doing this summer. The acting company's going to the Old Vic, to wear Cathernai, speak Greek, perform the Greek classics at Epidaurus, which hasn't happened yet, to sing in a Stephen Sondheim musical, which hasn't happened yet, to play the 3 houses in New York, the Apollo, the Metropolitan Opera House, and the Ritz. It used to be the Fillmore, but now it's the Ritz.
But if you had a choice, okay, between all those wonderful things you just mentioned, and the career, and the family, and the children, could you really make the choice?
I couldn't make a choice. I'd hope they were together. But if it had to be a choice, I wouldn't give up my dreams.
She's heavy on the histrionics, I think.